Hello, and welcome again to Porch Puppy Comics, where if you can't run with the big dogs, stay on the porch. Today is Pickle Barrel Saturday, and as we do every Saturday, we're going to open up the pickle barrel and see what's in it. But we thank the Lord for being able to do this today. Hopefully the camera will be cooperative today, and we'll be able to get our books in. Got quite a few of them, y'all. But our scripture reading this morning will be coming from Romans chapter 1, verses 16, 17, and 18. And it reads, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of God unto salvation to every one that believeth, to the Jew first, and also to the Greek. For therein is the righteousness of God revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, the just shall live by faith. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness." May the Lord bless the reading and the hearing of his word. At 17th verse says again, "For therein is the righteousness of God revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, the just shall live by faith." And that's being justified in Jesus Christ. Again, as I tell you every episode, he's the only way to heaven is through Jesus Christ. And we thank the Lord for the opportunity. This is episode 19. Again, when we want you to like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, come and join us. It's nice here on the porch. As we do on the Pickle Barrel Saturday, we go in and we pull stuff out of my short boxes just to show off, but we still have an overflow from the collection that I purchased about a week ago. So we're going to try to go rapid fire with it, and hopefully we can get it all in one video. So fasten your seatbelts, and here we go. Marvel Comics presents Wolverine and Ghost Rider. This is number 100. Darker Image, number 1. This is Sam Keith, Jim Lee, and Rob Liefeld. Their characters, Death Blow, Bloodwind, or the Blood Wolf. I think it's Blood Wolf, and the Max. We have those. We have the X-Men, Jim Lee's. We have all 4 covers. I have the 5th cover I've already shown already. But we have those. And as I said, these are 90s fur books, but they still look real good. Corners are sharp on them. There is no spine ticks. That's a Cable 1 of 1 miniseries. Another Cable of the other miniseries. And issue 2 to the first one. And Spider-Man number 55 has got the Scarlet Spider, and he's going against the Grim Hunter. I do believe it's Craven's son. I think he had 2 or 3 kids. Let's move on, y'all. Web of Spider-Man 102, The Spectacular Spider-Man 189. And 189 is a hologram cover. Those were real popular in the 90s. Holograms and silver covers, and before the lenticulars got real popular. Web of Spider-Man 121 and 122. Still dealing with the Scarlet Spider and the Jackal and Kane in these 2 issues. If you can find these in the dollar boxes, it's good to go ahead and pick them up. They still good books. And as I said, I believe last time, a lot of these books are all direct, editions. There may be a few, just a few, newsstands, but we'll be keeping an eye out on those. Let's move on, y'all. Okay, we're going to still come in with Web of Spider-Man, and then we're going to jump into ASM. So we got Web of Spider-Man 123, ASM 379, 385, 386, 387, 388, $3.89, $3.90. I always like that cover. $3.91, $3.93. I think I showed $3.92 in the last video. $3.94, $3.95. And $3.96. That is all of what I had left of the haul that I had picked up about a week or so ago in that collection. And as you can tell, like I said, they are real nice books, still look real good. And now we're going to jump on into what you really come for, to see what's in the pickle barrel. So we're going to take the lid off in it. Let me move these out of the way. All right. I appreciate all of you who've been tuning in and giving me the thumbs up. I encourage you to leave a comment if you want to. Now listen, these books I'm about to show you here are legendary. These are put out by Dynamite, and they're dealing with steampunk art. And I didn't realize I was a fan of steampunk art, but this is real nice. And dealing with the characters in a steampunk, artists, they took their renditions of them. So if you look at them, you got the Green Hornet and Kato, you have Vampirella, and you have Red Sonja, which is her right there. That's 1 and 2. Took me a while to put this whole set together. And you're gonna have 3 and a whole lot of variants like this. These character setup variants. The $6,000 Man, Red Sonja again, Captain Victory. Red Sonja again, the Phantom, and the $6,000 Man. All right, Captain Nemo, Red Sonja, and Silver Star. I believe that's who he is. Don't hold me to it, but I think it's what it is. If you can go through and pick these books up and read them, the story is good, the art is fantastic, and like I said, it took me a while to get all of them. So these are some that if I even have to sell my collection, I try to hold back on these because they are so hard to come by. Now I haven't looked them up, don't know how much they are, and but yet and still they are great books to have. Let's see, what number is this one, y'all? Number 6 and number 7. Red Sonja again, and Zorro. I'm gonna do this. All right. I mean, these are real nice. Then we're gonna jump into the same, staying in the steampunk vein, the Green Hornet. I've always been a fan of the Green Hornet and Kato back in the 60s. I think I like the show more so for the Black Beauty because I'm a car guy as well. And, of course, we all, got a kick out of, pardon the pun, we all got a kick out of Bruce Lee, playing Kato, on a TV show. And even when they met up with the Adam West and Burt Ward Batman from the 60s, they had Robin and Robin and Bruce Lee going at it. And I said, now they know good and well that Bruce Lee could have been mopped up everybody up in there, but still it was supposed to be a semi-children's show. Let's see. That's 1 and 2. That's 3 and 4. I want you to check the art out on this, so y'all. I mean, it's fantastic. And number 5. And that's the last issue of that set. I haven't really checked on eBay or anything else to see if they even had any more of these sets. Sometimes it's good to have a second one if you got one, but I haven't ran across one as of yet. So I said maybe one day if I run across one picking, or, sometimes you might just find one in the dollar box. You never can tell. That's why it's fun to go on the hunt. These next books are image books, and they are called Guarding the Globe. And of course, it's got Invincible in there. And it's a bunch of other little B-list, I guess you would call them, characters in the image vein. And, it's not written by Kirkman of Walking Dead fame and Invincible fame. And this is a nice little set to have. I mean, if you just want something different, this is what we're getting at. If you want something different, this is the books you need to get. Just like those steampunk issues of the Legendary. And we have number 3 and number 4, which is another character I like right here, Wolfman. Not like him, some of the other characters I don't really know nothing about. Number 5 and number 6. I do know that this character right here is called the Brit. Now, what his skill set and power set is, I have no earthly idea. But still a great book to have. And then this is another startup. This one is not written by Kirkman. It's Hister is who this one is written by. But it's still a great book. And then with the second incarnation of Invincible up there. So, I mean, it's still a good book. If you pick them up in your dollar boxes and you're going through, or if you can pick up the whole set for a little bit of nothing, pick it up. It's a good read. Or you can get them in trade. I prefer the original floppy disk, as we call them, or the floppies, rather. And I'd rather have those instead of the trade. The trade is good if I can't find it. It's just like with Dark Knight Returns. I've had all 4 of those books at one time or another, maybe twice. And all of them were first printings. I think the second run I had, it was first printings and second printings. And now I've said it's trying to find the whole set. You're going to have to wait on it. It's going to cost you. You have to get a piece at a time. Might be find one year, 2 the next. Same way with the Wolverine miniseries. I'd like to get those again. I'd like to get the Punisher miniseries, with the Mike Zeck art. I've always loved that run. It's a good book. These next ones coming up, Star Slayer 1 and 2. These books are done by, Mike Grell. And the second issue is I think it's the first appearance of the Rocketeer, if I'm not mistaken. So really pretty much out of the whole set, number 2. And I think it's another one in there. I don't know if it's 2 and 3 or 2 and 4. But this one has that first appearance of the Rocketeer in it. But it's still, you get the books for a great story and some great art by Mike Grell. So that's 1 and 2. And I have 3 and 6. So I'm still looking for a 4 and a 5 and a 7. Get a 4 and a 5 and a 7, and I think that's it. Of course, this one says the post-pounding conclusion, but it ran, I forgot how long it ran, but Grell wasn't doing the art. He done a few covers, might have wrote a few issues, but the thing that sold it for me, y'all, was Mike Grell's art. These next books I'm about to show, these are right up there with that Captain Africa I showed that one time. I still haven't found any more of those. Megaton and Megaton 2. Megaton 3 is the first appearance of Savage Dragon. That book is astronomical. I mean, it starts out at about $50, $60 and it goes up exponentially. So, I mean, if you can find it, if you're collecting these, this is good. This is an interesting character. Your basic superhero character. There's no, bare bones. Only deal is he has 2 hearts and, the thing is he's got super strength. He's got flight. I think he shoots pulse beams out of his hands and different things like that. But it's a good character. And I think it was what's the gentleman's name? Vic Bridges. I think he done a few of the art chores in there. We call him the John Byrne clone, and he's pretty good. He does a lot of good stuff. Number 4, think it ran like 8 issues. So, but you don't really see them anymore. They just pretty much done dried up, I guess. Like I said, unless you want to start paying, most of these, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I got out the dollar box years ago and just hung on to them because I like the character. All right, let's move these out of the way. So far, look like we moving at a pretty good clip, y'all. Moving at a pretty good clip. Had some issues with my camera this week, and wasn't for sure. That's another reason why episode 18 was as short as it was. Just remember my picture of Thor right there. Okay, these next books coming up here is about 20 of them, y'all. 21. The Protectors. Remember I was telling you about this group? This group here is dealing with a whole lot of public domain characters. They took a few of them and changed the names on them. And, and like I said, it's your typical superhero group to a point. It's kind of a mix of Avengers, X-Men, Justice League, and, skill sets are different, power sets are different. But it's still a good read. And it took me just about this year, I think it's last year, that I finished up this whole collection. And it took me that long to get them back. I had traded them to my brother Arthur. And I told y'all about Arthur in other further videos. And I traded the collection to him because he read them and just fell in love with them. And we traded for them. I figured it'd be easier for me to pick them up. You can't hardly find them. You can find a issue of 1 and 2 here and there, maybe a 3 and a 4, and particularly a 5. And I'll tell you why in a minute. So it's 2 and 3. And these are in nice shape coming out of the dollar box. Very nice shape. And we have 4 and 5. 4 was the laser drilled cover. This here was, they done one comic book a while ago. I can't remember what it was called, Freak Brothers or something or other. And they done what they call the 357 Magnum cover, where I think they shot the cover with a 357 Magnum, at least that's what they said. This one here, they went through and did a laser, like he got shot with a laser in the book. So they figured for their gimmick cover, they're going to go ahead and like he actually got shot with the laser, but it goes all the way through the book. So you'll have a hole all the way through the book when you're reading it. But I thought it was kind of weird. But anyway, they, back in the day, Malibu came out with a whole bunch of gimmick stuff, They had what they called the first indestructible cover. We would buy the books or get them in trade just to see if you can tear that cover. You could damage it, you could wrinkle it, but for some odd reason, you couldn't tear it. I think they said it was made out of Kevlar. But for whatever reason, we don't know. So we go into 6 and 7. That's the Wolverine character. He's called the Ferret. We ain't gonna even go into that. Of course, the Man of War, the Captain America character, I like him. That's a smooth character. Okay, these are 8 and 8 because it's a variant. This is the original. This is the variant. And let's see. All right. We got 9 and 10. This character right here, originally he was called the Phantom, but they didn't want to get it confused or get sued, so they ended up changing his name to Gravedigger. Of course, they had a couple of other ones that they pulled, changed the names on that was in public domain, a bunch of the 1940s characters, 1950s, and they pulled them out and put them in there. We got 11 and 12. Now this here, when it says Prelude to Genesis, this is when things really start getting crazy. This is their version of Giant Man. I can't remember what his name was. It's been a while since I've looked through these. You know how we do. We read them, and then we put them in the bag and board. That's about as close to 2 minutes I'm going to get, y'all. Okay, here we go. And if you notice, it's got the Genesis on the side here, part 3, part 6. This is actually issue 13 and 14. And they're fighting this Thanos type character over here. World ending, what do they call it? Like a Crisis on Infinite Earth type thing, only in the Malibu vein. And these characters, these books crossed over into a bunch of other books. You know, Dinosaurs for Hire, Ex-Mutants. It got wild, y'all. It got really wild. Number 15 and 16 with the Nick Fury-esque character there. Can't remember what his skill set is either. But him and Man of War always had issues. (17 and 18). Yeah, and I think you see you got that. This was a thing in the 90s. You got that glowing eye, them glowing eyes. Everybody shooting eye beams. One good thing about it, though, they all don't have on jackets, leather bomber jackets, so that's a plus. That's 17 and 18, y'all. And last but not least, 19 and 20. They have a Genesis Annual 1. I've seen it, but I haven't been a chance to pick it up yet. And but I like this cover here. I've always liked this cover. You know, with the drawn, hand-drawn art there, when he's holding a picture of the, of the earth, or and it's a sharp. It's sharp. But like I said, a lot of people don't really pay attention to these books because they're not none of the big two, or not really something that a lot of folks get into. But like I say so many times, and I'm not taking my boy's tagline, when T. Ravis says, you collect what you like, that's what collecting does. You collect what you want to collect, read what you want to read, and that way, you can kind of pass it on and let people know what else that they, can look at and might be interested in. You never can tell. You might try something different, and people might want to see what's going on. But hopefully, like I said, this ran a little long, but this is what was going on in the pickle barrel on today. And like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. And again, as I say so many times, if you don't know the Lord, this is your opportunity. This is your time to get to know him. Look, y'all, this world ain't getting any better. I don't care what they saying. The Bible speaks that when the world talks of peace here and peace there, sudden destruction is yet coming. So you got to understand the safest place is in the will and the word of God. And like I said, we enjoy doing this. We enjoy having fun with the comics. We enjoy the collecting. But remember, always remember, if the only way that you're going to make it to heaven is through Jesus Christ. And he loves you and he cares. Don't let nobody tell you different. Don't let the world tell you different. He loves you and he cares. Again, we appreciate you for joining me today on another Pickle Barrel Saturday, episode 19. Again, like, share, subscribe, ring that notification bell. And if you have any questions or comments, hey, put them in there, And like I said, we love you with the love of the Lord. We love your community, praying for the community. And hopefully to see you on the next go-around on the Long Haul Mondays. Now, I don't know. Now, on the next week, we'll have to see if it be the will of the Lord. And maybe 3 videos out, maybe just 1, but we'll have to see. So, but anyway, just keep a lookout for it. And like I said, you'll see that notification. Appreciate you tuning in. Enjoy the video. And as we say here at PPC, it's nice on the porch. Come and join us. Be blessed today.